Hello guys, this is your teacher here. I'm going to explain you the last topic we saw. So we're going to take a look at these three sentences. So the first one, do you know the girl who started in grade 7 last week? Can I have the pencil that I gave you this morning? A notebook is a computer which can be carried around. So these three words are important and they are underlined. Let's underline it because they're important. They're the topic we're going to see during the last unit. So why do you use these sentences? As you look at it, they add extra information, which is important to be more specific and more detailed when you want to talk about something, right? In this case, we're gonna take a look to these three sentences. So, it is important to know that with who and which, you have to put a comma, right? And with that, you don't have to. The comma is not necessary in this kind of sentences. So, when we talk about a person, in this case the girl, right, we use who or that, right? So for example, you know the girl who, he was a man that I met last year, well, whatever. With things we use which and that. So for example, do you have a computer which, right, or the oak tree that. So taking into account those sentences, we're gonna construct those different sentences. For example, let me give you an example about what are relative clauses. The topic is called relative clauses. Let me put it over here. Relative clauses. So let me put another example. Let's say we're going to talk about, let's say the teacher asked his students to behave, right? So we want to add more information about the teacher. So we put a comma and we say who is in the classroom 38 asks his students to behave, alright? So, the teacher, who is in the classroom 38, asks his students to behave. Um, we're describing the teacher, so this information is extra. We can say the teacher asks his students to behave, but we want to know which teacher, so we say the teacher who's in the classroom 38 asks his students to behave. So in that case, we're adding information to the teacher. The same happens with the next example. Let me take this one. So let's imagine that we can say my dog chased the cat that lives in the other house, let's say. So as we can use that also to talk about, well, things, or we can talk about people. Also, I met the girl that lives in the other house, because it's that. With that you don't have to put the commas, but with who and which you have to, right? I met the girl that lives in the other house, right? That's extra information we have in order to be more detailed about which girl we met, right? So let's say another example. Gay, the pencil is broken, right? That's a simple sentence, but if you want to add more information, so we say the pencil which was red is broken, right? So we want to clarify which pencil. Remember, you can say, you can use also that was red is broken. Remember, with which and who you use the comma. With that you don't have to. It's well, I mean, as you can see in the example, and that's pretty much it. So see you next class. Bye bye.